Oh, so yeah, have you ever wondered what it would be like to be a pescatarian? Have you ever thought to yourself, actually, I could go through that, you know? All you gotta do is eat fish. I mean, it's easy, done it, you know? Let's not even go into it, because it's gonna be so easy. Well, saying that, what you have to factor in, what dietary needs you need to factor in to become a pescatarian, or better still, what things are going to be obstacles, or where else are you going to find protein sources other than fish? Well, let's find out. Alright, so pescatarians traditionally, they don't eat land animals or birds, including things such as chicken, beef, pork, and other types of poultry as well. They do, however, eat seafood, so that's fish. So these are the things such as salmon, tuna, trout, whitefish, caviar, fish eggs, well, it's caviar, lobster, shrimp, prawns. You get the idea, etc., etc. But being pescatarian doesn't automatically make you healthier as a person. Just because you're tucking into more fish doesn't necessarily mean that you are going to be in the fittest of health. However, there are arguments for and against that, and we'll get into that a little bit. But obviously, it's more of a slightly stricter version of I'll say stricter. No, it's not. It's a bit more of a lenient view on a vegetarian diet, simply because of the fact that you're still eating some sort of animal, in a sense. Fish is an animal. Yeah, you can have it as a pet, but obviously you still eat that. But obviously you eat other things. You don't just eat fish every single meal every day, but you do have it about 2 or 3 times a day, I would imagine, because I have meat quite a bit. So obviously there's a wide variety of snacks and junk food as well as your fish. These things include chips, cakes, cookies, even ice creams. So if you love your Magnums or you love your Fabulous, hey, you can be a pescatarian, as long as they've got no fish in them, which I don't think that ice cream has any traces of fish in, unless you get one of these weird concoctions of that. But yeah, you can do that, you can eat that, and you can live the life of Riley. So other than fish, where can you get your protein from? Because just eating fish is going to be quite boring. And not only that, which I'll get into later, but you can get stuff like mercury poison as well. But I'll get into that in a little while. So now we go into 5 examples of pescatarian friendly protein sources. So number 1 would be, well, we've done it before, is quinoa, which it's got 8 grams of protein per serving, but depends on what you class as a serving. So obviously you can read the ingredients on the back of the packet and you can find out more information on that, or better still go onto a website, because no doubt they'll have a website, find out more information on that. That's what a lot of people sort of don't do. But if you're wanting to find out how much protein's in it and know that it's all kosher, so to speak, and it's all good, that's something you can look into. Not only this, is a new one that I've discovered, and it's called Amaranth. I think it's Amaranth. Yeah, Amaranth. And that's got 9 grams of protein per serving. So yeah, that's pretty good as well. Before I'd even done this video, I didn't know what a couple of these were. So now that I've getting a photo to go with them, it's as good information for me as it is you. Because now I know what I'm talking about as much as you sort of understand what I'm talking about. So yeah, next one is Seltan, and I'm sure I've gone over this before. I'm sure I've gone over Seltan before, but this has got the most protein out of like all 5 of these examples I'm going to show. So Seltan has 20 grams per serving. 20 grams of protein per serving. That's quite good. That's really good actually, but it depends on what else it's got in as well. But as a protein source, that's going to help you out if you are a pescatarian. Now we move into one that we've done before with the veganism, and that is tofu. Now tofu's got 9 grams of protein per serving, so if you're a pescatarian, you know, you can go for that as well, so that's even better. And finally we go on to a family favourite, which I'm pretty sure you could use it if you were vegan. I'm not 100% sure, but if you're definitely vegetarian you can use it, and if you're a pescatarian you can use corn mince. Now corn mince has 10.9 grams per serving of protein, which again is a very high serving, but with corn what I found is it's got more it's got more fat in it. Not fat, what's that about? It's got more salt in it, obviously because they've got lower fat. That's usually what you tend to see with meals like that. However, all you need to do is check the box, check the label, jobs are good. So now, obviously what I always do, after I've gone and listed off a couple of things like that, I go into some arguments for and against doing it. So if you are one of these people who sort of, you know, you're a little bit unsure, you're still on the fence, you know, you've thought about it, your friends do it, your mates do it, and you're thinking of a reason why you should go for it. You know, maybe you want to change your lifestyle, maybe you've got health conditions or your religion. Well, obviously from birth it should be from religion. Or say if your parents have done it and you never did, you've thought about it, you know, because obviously they've had a good life, or you know, they've benefited from it. So yeah, the arguments I've got for and against it, obviously they're not sort of in order, they're not sort of like too good, too bad, or vice versa. These are the ones that I thought were the most going to be the most valuable to somebody who's literally on the fence. They don't know whether to lean towards it or against it. So obviously I've looked at the 4 best conclusions to it, and obviously it speaks for itself, but it's up to you to make your decision. So if you're just here because you're interested, or your mates do it and you just want to learn a little bit more because, you know, you might end up eating that sort of food or making them type of choices, then let's get into it. So my first argument is it can be expensive to be a pescatarian compared to other types of people, or other types of diets, shall I say. Because obviously, I don't know if you know already, but fish can be quite expensive. You go to some places and fish can be up to say £20, which is it's a hefty price to pay. But if you think about it, obviously fish is protein. It's not a lot of it hasn't got a lot of fat in it, most fish, and obviously salt. It can be quite salty because obviously they come from a salty background, don't they? Because obviously they come from salty water. And I'm not a fish expert, so I don't know where every single fish comes from. I know some come from clear water, etc. But like I say, I'm not going to get into that because obviously I'll end up making a bit of a tit of myself by getting stuff wrong. But yeah, and not only this, but they cost quite a bit of money. If you go to a fishmonger, they can cost a bit of money. So if it obviously depends on what you buy from, what country you're in. It depends on whether it's fresh, frozen, or canned. But anyway, salmon can cost about, in the UK, it can cost about £5, roughly on average. Sometimes it can cost less, but it depends on whether you get the salmon fillets, whether you get a full salmon. You get the idea. You know, you can get a frozen I'm not sure if you can get a canned, but you can definitely get a fresh or frozen. and it can cost about between say £3 to £5 on average. It can cost more, it can cost less, but that's roughly the price bracket you're looking at. Now, by comparison, you get say a stick of tofu for less than £4, which that's not bad. Obviously I don't eat tofu, so whether the price has gone up or it's gone down, but that's just a rough estimate or a rough sort of boundary that I found for it. It can cost up to £4. Obviously if it costs less, then it costs less, which is better for you. And not a lot of people obviously look for tofu if they're on a pescatarian diet, but obviously it's a protein source you can have. So if you really want to have that, then you can have that. And not only this, in addition, beans also, they cost less than £3. Depending on what types of beans you're going to be eating though. But yeah, they can cost between say £2 to £3. I'm sure some places will probably sell it cheaper, but that's the bracket we're looking at. So that's something to keep in mind as well. So that's one argument against it. It can be quite expensive. So now into my second argument, and my second argument is that fish can contain a very high amount of mercury, which is an element of, that's in fish, which it processes toxic, get processed into a toxic substance called methylene mercury. Now, as a pescatarian, you may be increasing your exposure to the toxin. Now, high intakes of this substance affects things such as nervous system. It can cause other severe developments and delays in babies. So if you're pregnant, having loads and loads of fish or been on this pescatarian diet may not be for you, or you might want to change your diet a bit if you're on it and you wanting to obviously have kids, because obviously during that period, that full 9-month period, you're not going to be able to sort of handle a lot of fish. So that's something to think of. So it can expose them. It can be a lot of toxic exposure in the womb. Not only this, but due to the varying amounts, it varies in different fish how much mercury is in it. So therefore, you've got to watch out. But yeah, it can cause all sorts of different complications like that. So something to think about as well, high mercury exposure. And I'll leave a link to a website that's got everything you need to know about mercury. So obviously if you're already on this diet, you know this, but if you're somebody's looking into it, then you know that the information's there. So you can just click on it and there you go. So it can help you out a bit more. But my one of the biggest things that I said I had 4 examples, I've only got 3, sorry. And I know that I'm keeping it a shorthand for the good guys, or the good argument. But I think this one sort of it's a big one, so I think it sort of counteracts the two. I mean, I'm just babbling on about that, but becoming a pescatarian can benefit our planet. Yes. So this is my third and final argument, but it's for being a pescatarian. Now, I know I haven't got a fourth one to sort of go with the second one, to sort of make it even, twosies. But it's believed that 1 pound of beef requires 2,500 gallons of water. I think that's a year. Yeah, that's a year. So that's a lot of water for 1 pound of beef. Whereas 1 pound of soy requires only 250 gallons, not 2,500. And not only that, a pound of wheat only requires 25 gallons. So if you're wanting to save this water shortage, and you want to just help to save the planet in terms of water aid, or just all together, because things such as deforestation can happen as well. So obviously they need to cut down these trees, and they need to make more land to obviously raise cattle and other things like that. Build all the facilities to help farm them, butcher them, and so on and so forth. So that's one really big scenario you've got there. So if you are one of these people who not so much a tree hugger, but you're one of these people who really do care about the environment, and they really do want to make a difference, or you're just somebody who doesn't see the point in animals being slaughtered for our food. Another argument actually saying that would be that because our teeth aren't sort of like sharp, like say like a shark, they're not sharp like a shark. It has led people to believe that we're not naturally carnivores. So why we eat meat is just something that's developed over the years. Obviously, I think it's most likely to do with obviously when we were cavemen and the prehistoric years, where obviously there was only meat on the menu unless you were eating plants, which I imagine they were quite scarce as well. So that's something I've always known the human race to be. However, like I say, it's an open and shut case in terms of deforestation, because if we've got no trees, we can't breathe. Not only that, there's a lot of things we can't get if that's the case. And obviously, bees, birds, the lot, they're missing out. So yeah, that's one big thing to consider. But yeah, that's my arguments. Obviously for and against. So obviously there's a lot more different arguments. I'm just listing a few of them because I could be here all day. But these are the ones that I thought were the biggest ones out of the lot, and ones that would be relevant to a lot more people. But yeah, if you're still sort of on the fence a little bit, and you're still thinking, "Ooh, I don't know whether I want it or not," I've got 5 tips for you to help you sort of, if you're a beginner, to sort of push you on a little bit more. So firstly, you could discuss your new diet plans with anyone who's living in your household, or anyone that you share meals with, so say your partner, your parents, etc. And explain that you'll no longer be having any types of beef, chicken, all that stuff, and that it'll mostly be fish. And then these people can help you out with this, or they can make meals that sort of cater to you and their needs at the same time, so it can make things good, and it can sort of spice things up a little bit in a relationship, because obviously you're making different foods, so it becomes more interesting, and it helps you be more hands-on, and be a bit more thoughtful in a way. But that's just one thing that I would have thought. So next thing, number 2, is go through your cupboards and your fridge and all that, and remove them foods that have got meat in, so you don't accidentally forget that you're on this diet. Because obviously, I think for the first 28 days, like anything, for the first couple of weeks, it's going to be hard to adjust, and your body's going to be craving out for this different food because it's been starved with. So therefore, you need to have good willpower as well. So I'm going to have to add that into number 2. But yeah, you're going to have to make sure that everything is sort of pescatarian friendly in terms of what you eat. Because like I say, if you go to eat a beef burger, you're like, oh, I forgot. Because it can easily be done, especially if you're used to eating food like that all the time and you've made this change. Just bear that in mind, just take it easy. Third one, prepare meals that are vegetarian or based around seafood recipes. So I'm trying to think of one off the top of my head. Yeah, that's like a seafood vegetarian one, but I can't really think of one at the moment. So like I say, that's another thing to consider. So that's number 3. Number 4 would be include beans, nuts and seeds, because these have got quite a bit of protein in as well. And these are things such as sunflower seeds and lentils, stuff like that. So yeah, don't go shy on them, because they're good snacks if you're looking to get that extra boost. And dairy products as well. Some pescatarians can actually have these things, so that's another thing to consider. And finally, we come on to number 5, and that is communicate. Wish I could do that. Communicate clearly. Just having a bad day. But just let people know that you're eating this type of thing. It's a bit like number 1, sort of like an add-on to number 1 in a sense. But just make sure that people know that that you're not going to be eating any more animal products. And to prepare things such as fish and other things like that, you know, like seafood soup. Trying to think of other things, or vegetarian meals, or if you're very unsure. So say if you go to somewhere like McDonald's, you're unsure on what to get to make it, you know, proper vegetarian, or make it something that you're gonna eat. You could just pass on it. You know, if in doubt, leave it out. So that's something I always do, regardless. You know, if I go somewhere new and I'm a bit unsure about it, and the menu doesn't sort of describe exactly what it is, and it's got something in it that's a little bit different than what I'm used to, then the chances are I'm most likely just going to pass on it. Or if I do try it and it turns out to not be what I want, then I'll never order that again from that place. But yeah, trial and error. You know, don't give up. If it's something you really want to do, don't give up on it. It's just like you know, goals at the gym, or you know, other dietary goals. Don't give up on them. Trial and error. You know, practice makes perfect. Because nobody's expected to do it first time. But if you're not afraid to fail, and you know, you're willing to keep going, that's going to make you not only a better person, it's going to make you better at your diet, because you understand what you did wrong and you put it right, so you can become the perfect pescatarian, you know. So that's something else to consider. But yeah, I've taken enough of your time. I just thought I'd get this video out. It's obviously hate to leave things on a bad note. I've had a bit of a cold. You can probably still feel the after effects of that. I think the brain's sort of gone to mush with it as well. Probably with all the medicines I've been taking to sort of combat this sort of man flu. But it's gone now, and I say it's gone. This is still got a bit of that. But yeah, that's been how to be a pescatarian. And next week I'll be continuing the next series. What was the next series I had? It was about supplements. So I'll definitely be looking into that. Most likely be about BCAAs, or it'll be about creatine. And yeah, I'll see you guys then. And oh wait, before I go, got 51 subscribers now, which I'm over the moon with that. You know, I remember when I first got the first like 5 or something, and I was like, oh, this is a big deal. 5 people subscribe, 5 people want to watch these videos. So now it's gone to 51. Thank all of you. It might sound very, very short, like, you know, oh, there's only 51 people, but to me, it could be, it feels like 51,000. So yeah, I'm hoping to get better content out and to keep you guys in the loop with everything that goes on. And yeah, obviously tell your friends, you know, if they're interested, or there's a video that comes up that I've put on that obviously, you know, it's right down your street. By all means, anyone's welcome. But yeah, with that all set up and out the way, I'll see you guys later.